Hi guys, it's me Karen, and I've come to do a picture in the Flower Fairy coloring book. When I showed the 3 books that I got in a Happy Mail, this is the one that everybody wanted to see a picture done in, so I picked a page. And it was also requested that I did it in watercolors. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed. I don't know the paper in this book yet. And I was told it takes water well, so I've got this set of watercolors out because I have a feeling more people have this set than, say, my Holbeins or anything. So we're going to do it in this set. And I've obviously used it before and have not cleaned the tray. These are the colors that come in the set. I did a swatch on this. This is a watercolor paper that they sent in the box. So we're going to pick out some colors. I don't know if I should do the background first or the foreground or what. I have no plans on this whatsoever. I have a little rag here to wipe my paint brushes off. This does come with a water brush in this set, but I wanted to use my new little babies here. These are the Pentel water brushes, and I have the one that's in the small one and the medium one here, full of water, so they're ready to use. Of course, the tray doesn't have any water in it yet. Still have to figure out what I'm doing. So, I'm trying to see here how much you can see, how easy it is for me to work this way in the camera. Okay, something like that, I guess. And we're going to get out, take off the caps of these. They haven't been used yet, so I have to get a little water down into the brushes. There we go. Feels so nice. Today is going to be one of our really hot days. Got to get that off my watch. The temperature early this morning was 81, and it's just going higher today. So it'll be around, I think they said 95, 98, somewhere around there. Just annoyingly hot. I have to get this one activated too. So you just give the little body up here a little squeeze, and then just, I work it on my finger because then I know when the water is down into the bristles. You can see it come out, and there's a little shine on there. Now these brushes, you don't really need to do a lot of work to get water to come out of them. In fact, that is probably it. I do have a little water cup sitting here on the side. I'll stick it there. And I'm going to wet a couple of these with just a regular, I don't know what these are, Pro Art brushes that I got at some store when they were really on sale. Okay, we have greenery back here, so I'm going to need to pick out some green colors. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, if you count this bright guy down over here, which is a yellow-green, we have 6 green colors here. My problem is these are not labeled, so I have to kind of figure out what they are from the color chart, because I did it in order starting here, going down to the red, purple, so this is going to be the yellow-green, and then these should be these greens here, so we're going to get these a little wet. Just easier for me. So that should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's those 5, and if we want this one here. Then we have our green in there, and it's wet, and we can start using those. I'm also going to want some blues. I think we'll give a blue to black night sky. So I'm going to get those wet too. This is supposed to be a blue. And the one next to it, this one, and This one is supposed to be black. Okay. We'll try that. We'll just let those go. Oh, and her outfit. I don't exactly know what, turn the page and read what it is. It's just called A Friendly Encounter. So I guess I can do her in any color I want. So I'm going to do her in some of these purple colors. I like that periwinkle-ish color too. And the snail. He is going to have to be done in the browns, so we'll stick water in that one, and those. We might as well hit that too. Okay. So we have water in all the browns, the greens, the purples, blues, and I'm skipping all the reds. I'm not exactly sure what kind of flowers we have, but if I'm going to do her in purple, I'll probably bring the purple up into the flowers. Snail's going to be done in the browns, and maybe a little pink and purple in him. So we'll throw a little into that pink. Might as well throw some into this white. We'll never know. We might use it. Okay, everybody's wet. If you want to know the names of the colors, I will try to read them, I guess. The pink I used is called the Permanent Rose. This crimson is really pretty too. Maybe I'll stick some in that. Alizarin Crimson, I'm not sure. Okay, this one here is the yellow green, sap green, hooker's green deep, viridian, and olive green. Then the browns are yellow ochre, raw sienna, burnt sienna, burnt umber, Van Dyke brown, and sepia. And of course that one's black. The purples are purple lake, mauve, and dioxine purple. Okay. Now that we've gone through all the colors, I get to see how I'm going to do this. Get some browns from the floor too. Okay, we're going to start with the smaller brush here, just because I want to try it out. And we're going to go for the little snail here. Going to start off with a light color. Let's see how that works. Okay, that's his body. I'm going to go ahead and let him dry, and I'm going to see how this paper actually works with this. I should stick a piece of paper behind there, just in case. I don't want it bleeding through to the next page. But we're going to see how this works. Okay, so we're going to put a little bit of what was the lightest purple over here? It's the first one. Ooh, and that is not very light. Okay. We're going to put some of this in her skirt. This was the, and I'm going to have to get that chart just a little closer. The Purple Lake. It's always fun after you've used ink tints to get yourself back into the watercolors, because they do not act the same at all. So I got the whole skirt wet, and then I'm just going to let the dark play down into the water that's down below. Give it a little help there. Okay. And we'll give a little of that into her shirt up here. And just touch it into her wings. Okay, let that dry. Oh, was not dry there. One of the nice things about watercolor is you can always wipe that up too. Give a clean rag. Boom. All right, we have to give her a skin color. That's going to be interesting. We want to make it kind of light. And I have a skin color that's kind of up here. So, go with this arm. That was one I pre-mixed a while back. Another nice thing about watercolors, they reactivate. This is just a base coat here, and we will be going over these again. With a darker color, I think. Okay, so there we got something going here. It's pooling too much there. All right, shell. What do we got? And take some of that burnt sienna and mix it in with some of the red that I have down here. And just kind of get a redder color. Put some of that on there. Gonna go into a darker brown. The darker brown was the sepia. Gonna add some of that in there. And let that dry. Okay. We have a lot of greenery going on back here. So what I'm going to do is take out the big brush. This one is the big one. This one is, I don't know which one's bigger. This one is a flat one. I'll use it. Okay, just got to put some water in it. I have water in this brush, so I'll just use it. If I can get this one open. Nope. Okay, fine. I'll just take it out of this one. This one I can open. Actually, I'll just change heads on it. That's what I'll do. Don't need to pour it into the other base. Squeeze it to make sure we get water coming out. There we go. Always got to make sure your bristles are wet. We're going to put a base of green in the background. So we'll just pick a brightish green. We'll put it on the tray over here and make sure it's thin. There we go. And we're just going to kind of go in here and put a base in. Kind of avoid those flowers. It's okay if you hit them, it's not a big deal. Get some of that green up here into the top too. A little more up here. It's okay if it's on her. Pink and green look good together. Okay, let's see how that goes. Let that dry. Clean off the brush. It's going to stain the bristles, but that's okay. Let's see. We can work on him again since I'm pretty sure. No, he's not dry. Okay, her skirt. We're going to add a little more of the purple in here. And in her shirt. Okay, let's see. He needs to dry more. Let's put a little brown into that skin tone and shade up some areas here. This is her back leg, so it should be darker. Bottom of her foot. Her ankle. kind of behind her knee. And of course under her skirt, where it's going to be darkest. Around her hands, her fingers, her wrist, elbow, and of course under her sleeve. Be careful, you bring the pink right down into it. This part of this arm, under shadow, and then the same spots. Palm of her hand, fingers, anything that looks like it's under shadow. Oh, my power just went out. So I'm going to pause the video and then we will see what we can do here. Okay, we're back. Oops, don't have my mic on, so I better put that back on. I had to go downstairs and check everything out. And of course, went outside and checked everything out there. Our power lines and everything are underground, so it's not like anybody hit a pole or anything. But you know, occasionally something goes out. Probably, I'm going to say due to the heat. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to, since our little snail has dried here, I'm just going to put on that light color again, and I'm going to really water it down so it's lighter. Maybe throw a little white in there. Who knows? I'm going to just use the skin color area I had here. Drip some water in it. Just going to put it on the top of his shell here and kind of lighten everybody up. There we go. I'll be doing a lot of pencil on this too, so on top of everything. What do we want to do? I think I have to put pink, or whatever the color was, Purple Lake, up here in the flower. So we're going to get some of that up here, probably in these big ones up here. Just a real light coating so I know what color to put in. Just kind of put it up at the top of these. There's a bud of one over here. Something in them down here. And there's one over here. I think that's a leaf. Don't know. Okay. And then we're going to put a very light coverage in the wing here. Alright, there we go. We're going to have to let all that dry. I'm going to take a peek. It does crinkle the other page, but doesn't bleed through, which is nice. So we will see what happens there. And let's see. I'm going to take some of the olive green here. Stick some of this in some of the blades of grass. This one is going up this thing to the flower. Try to keep it in the line. Don't know where that one goes. I'm guessing down in there somewhere. When you do watercolors, you kind of have to work a piece at a time and try to keep your colors from bleeding into each other. So you gotta kind of pick and choose your area you want to work in. And it takes longer to dry than like the ink tints. I think we got all the stems. There's some of these little guys here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and let that dry and we'll be back in a little bit. Okay guys, it's mostly dry. And I put a little moon in here. Sorry about that, I thought I was filming, but I didn't. So I just took this little helix here and I went down 3 notches on this little dotted line. In case you didn't know, you can do your circles because it rotates. Let me get I'll just take this piece of paper out. And I had set it in the corner and I went down 3 and I just drew around a circle. And then of course when a leaf came up in the middle, I just erased it out of that area. So you look like you have a circle behind everything. So that's what I did around here. And I just drew it in with pencil. And what I'm going to do when I bring my colors up to this area is I'm going to leave this color for now and just bring it up to that area. Then I'll erase that line so it won't be there. So like if I was bringing some more of that green up here, I would only bring it up to that point and then bring it down. And then if I bring blue down from the top, I'll do the same thing. And then I can erase that line. Sorry. I'm going to put some darker green down in here. This is just the olive green we were using for the leaves. Since it's wet and it's sitting here, I'm going to put it in the background grass area. I'm also going to bring in some brown for the, yep, you know what I'm talking about. The area down here. We want that nice and wet. The earth. So we're just going to blend it right up into the brown up there. Blue, green, whatever the color is. Ah, sorry, power went out. It was kind of freaked me out. Like I said, our power is underground, so it shouldn't go out. So we're just going to put, it doesn't matter if it goes on these little things. It's really light. And you know me. I don't fret over little things. And if you're new to my channel, guess what? I don't fret over things. There we go. Just wanted to get some color down there. Put some shadow under her feet. Under snail, just blend it on up. That kind of gives us our look of what we're going for. Excuse me. Okay, I'm going to pull some of that out of her feet there. I don't mind it shadowing, I just don't want it coloring her. Okay, a little more of that green back in here. And like I said, you can pull it right down into the brown, blend those colors together. And we can put a little green even into his shell. Anyway, I'm going to have fun. What I'm going to do is end this video, and then next one we come into, we will get out the pencils and start working in it. And like I said, this was kind of like a base coat of color here. I did kind of like how that green went into her wings. So I'm going to add a little bit more of that darker green in there. Kind of up to that black line, and maybe a little into her skirt too, since it got into the other side. That's a little bit too much water. You can do two things. If you get too much water in there, you can either try to get it out with the brush you're using, or you can just take another brush that you have and it'll just sop it up. And you take some of that color out. Put a little in here. Again, if we got too much, just pull it out. This one looks a little brown, so just add some water and pull it out. See if that works. Anyway, like I said, we will come back in part 2 and do a lot of pencil work on this. And then we'll finish up the, I don't know if I do want to do that in watercolor, if I want to do that in ink. we'll have to think about it, but that'll be in part 2. So thanks guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Sorry about my problems. My power outage. So I will see you in part 2. Take care, everyone. Bye now.